So today on Is It Worth It, and you join me on this beautiful rainy day, and we have here the Peugeot 308. Yes, this is in a beautifully looking olivine green, and this is potentially a game changer for that French bold lion, because it's the first time really Peugeot are stepping into that premium hatchback market, and that's quite dangerous territory really for that line, because it's usually a market the Germans have held quite tightly. So we're going to give it a full review and a look around, and then you're going to decide. Hopefully let us know what you think of this car in the comments below. So sit back, relax, hope you enjoy the video, and let's find out if it's worth it. So the Peugeot 308 started life way back in 2007, and now in its third generation, it's actually overthrown the old 307, and here it is. It's using the same eGMP2 platform with Stellantis, but as you can see, they've totally changed the design. You've got these beautiful standout LED lights here. You've got this bar here, and this is to signify a lion fang. So yeah, the aesthetics of the car is also shown throughout for the Peugeot Lion. So let's have a look at the front quickly. This is Peugeot's new emblem or badge, and as you can see, it's a lot different from the old logo. So they're definitely looking towards that premium sector, and you've got the 308 logo at the top. As mentioned, this is olivine green. You've got a grille here with some nice highlights, and you've got a lower grille here as well. So a few little indents on the bonnet just make it look a bit more bold, a bit more muscular, and also yeah, overall it looks like a bold silhouette compared to your old 308. I mean, the old 308 wasn't that attractive looking, but this has totally changed the way you'd probably look at a Peugeot. So follow me around here. You've got some very nice alloy wheels on the side there, blacked out rear tinted windows, and also you've got keyless entry, so I could walk up to the car and it opens up itself, and then when I walk away it'll close as well, so that's pretty cool. And continuing with that sporty bold design, you can see here even at the back there's a lot of shapes going on here, and it's quite cool. It's very sporty, indented design here, and also you've got the wraparound LED lights, which are pretty cool looking, and they're kind of into three separate shapes and segments, which are like reminiscent of Two Evil Eyes, so that's quite cool. At the bottom here you've got exhaust highlights as well, chrome exhaust highlights, and also you've got a rear top light just below the spoiler at the back. So let's see if things improve for the Peugeot 308 in the back in terms of practicality. First off, you actually have a little handle here just above the Peugeot emblem. Open things up. Not impressed with this straight away. You've got quite a big load lip, so hurling things in can be a bit of a problem. Underneath here though, I think that's just, yeah, compression kit. You don't really get a spare tyre. Makes it flat here, and to be honest, I don't know if there's enough room there for, say, camping or anything like that for a long weekend. Yes, there's enough space for a few shopping bags, but to be honest, it's not that big. I was expecting a bit more. Got a parcel shelf there, and of course the seats do fold down as well. And as mentioned earlier, you've got your ski hatch in the middle. Yes, you've got some tether ports and some brackets to put some stuff in there and a light. But yeah, overall, practicality doesn't seem to be a strong point here.
So let's take a look at the specs. The 308 is the new face for Peugeot with that new badge. The 5-door family hatchback is built using the same Stellantis' EMP2 platform used on the Peugeot 2008 and Vauxhall Mocha. The model we reviewed was the middle trim option called the Allure trim, and although not a necessity, we added the £400 option to have keyless entry. With that trim you also get Peugeot's 10-inch i-Connect and also Peugeot's customizable i-toggles. You get the reversing camera, 17-inch alloy wheels and 3D navigation. The 308 is powered by a 1.2 3-cylinder turbocharged PureTech petrol engine. The PureTech means the engine gives you the power and performance of a 1.6 litre, but the efficiency of a small engine. This puts out 128 brake horsepower and 230 newton meters of torque. The transmission, unfortunately, is no option for manual. It's just an 8-speed automatic which drives the front wheels. A 0 to 62 mph time in 9.7 seconds and a max speed of 130. And the fuel economy is pretty decent too, with the range between the range of 42 and 54 mpg.
So what's the interior like inside the new 308? Well, firstly, let's have a look at the dash. Some very sharp, elegant looking design here, all across here and on the side. On the materials here, on the door cards, it's a bit hard leather, kind of plastic, and then you've got the fabric entwined in the door cards as well, but the door handles themselves are quite plasticky and hard. However, looking around this new cockpit, this is a new centre console for Peugeot. You've got the hard leather stitched here on the side, and you've got some cubby holes here, some cup holders, somewhere to put your change, and inside here in the middle you've actually only got USB-Cs. There's no normal standard or old USBs, so that's a bit annoying. However, the main star of the show is this new touchscreen. It's Peugeot's new revolutionary I-cockpit interface. So you've got this huge 10-inch touchscreen here, and the interface itself is very slick, very easy to use, almost reminiscent of Android, and you can use the menus there and slide down, a bit like an iPhone or an Android smartphone. Underneath here, you've got Peugeot, what they call i-toggles, which is essentially another touchscreen underneath, but it's a lot easier to use with these big icons there, almost as if you're using real physical buttons. But yeah, very easy. I really like that. And you've got a big home button, which will really help some people out as well. Not only that, you've also got physical haptic. Not only that, you've got physical buttons underneath, car entertainment, and also your hazard lights, etc., and also your air conditioner and climate control. So yeah, good job Peugeot. What I do like though is this very small Le Mans style steering wheel. It's actually a lot different to what you'd get anywhere else, but it's very comfortable, and you do feel sometimes you are driving a bit of a sports car with a flappy paddle as well. You've also got Peugeot's I-cockpit there as well on the digital cluster. You've got your petrol, your revometer, and also you've got your speedometer on the left, but it's very sharp and it's easy to use as well. And also you've got your buttons on your steering wheel. The good thing about the position of the steering wheel, it's almost like a Le Mans racing car steering wheel. It's very small, but you've actually got enough room to see the display as well. You're not having to look underneath. Very, very spacious inside. There's a lot of headroom as well. If you're over 6 foot, shouldn't be an issue at all. And what I do like is, well, with this new fresh wave look from Peugeot, you actually get ambient lighting around here, and you can customize that as well. Not only just the lights, but also the whole interface, so it changes depending on that. Peugeot seem to want to look after your well-being as well. What I would like to mention as well, in the Peugeot 308, it's actually very comfortable, and I do like the attention to detail they've given on the seats with the stitching. So you've also got this turquoise stitching, very nice, and in the middle there you've got a leather stripe all around here as well, mixed in with some fabric. So yeah, very comfortable. Headrests are comfortable as well. So yeah, you can really tell Peugeot have pulled out all the stops in this almost premium hatchback. So what's practicality like in the back? First off, it's not good news, I'm afraid. Legroom is very cramped. I mean, I've had to push this seat pretty much all the way near to the steering wheel, and my legs pretty much are still touching. So this is something you'd have to keep in mind. This is a 5-door premium hatchback, so it should be able to fit 3 in the back comfortably, but I'm going to be honest, you probably won't. You've got your transmission tunnel in the middle. It's not good news either. Headroom, yes, I mean, because of that new bold design at the top, you've got a little bit of headroom because of the roof line kind of shapes and bolds over, but yeah, it's just very cramped in here. And yeah, you just felt a lot more at ease being the driver. You've got cup holders in the middle, you've got a little ski hatch there to pop some things through, so easy access into the boot. A good point is it's very comfortable though, but it's just a shame about space in the back. You've got some little pull out flaps there so you can shove some stuff down, nothing really inventive there. But also in the back you've got USB-C for your charging. Again, no standard USB ports, and of course you've got your aircon fans in the back. I don't know, practicality in the back just isn't a high point for the 308. The Peugeot 308 is actually quite an important car for Peugeot. It sits in between obviously the bigger 508 saloon and also the smaller 208. So it's that middle ground really for that hatchback sector. Obviously within itself that is quite a competitive sector, but the good thing is you actually get a lot of powertrains with this car. You get the petrol, which I've got with the Allure trim, and also it comes in a new hybrid. I would like to try that out and get that on the channel. And also you can get it as a diesel as well. Also they will be getting an E308 as well. This is quite an important car for Peugeot because it's the first car that has got their new design language. It's got the new emblem on there, and also the interior is quite different to previous Peugeots as well. It's just got the name of a 308. I really do think they should have just given it a new name, like the 408 for example, but that's coming out soon. Instead, this is the third generation of the 308. A 308 to me brings images of being sat in the back of your nan's car driving to Farnborough with a sick bag wishing your life away, but this is just totally different. It's brilliant, and it's probably the first time I've not really felt embarrassed to tell anyone that I've got a 308. So let's delve a bit more into the engine. Peugeot have gone for a 1.2 petrol, and this is the 3-cylinder, and the engine itself is actually quite fuel efficient with the PureTech technology, which is what Peugeot call it. The only problem is I just don't think it bodes seamlessly as well with the 8-speed automatic. It just doesn't, it judders sometimes with not really knowing what gear to go in, especially when you give the kick down, and it is turbocharged, so you do get a little bit with the kick down, a little bit of turbo lag. It's nothing to sort of it's nothing to kind of turn you off the 308. It's just, I don't know, it's not really the most elegant of driving experience. I just wanted to talk on ride comfort with the 308, and yes, it is comfortable, and you can just tell Peugeot tweaked the suspension to a more hatchback family friendly drive. It's not going to be incredibly exciting and engaging. However, Peugeot have pulled out a few little elements to help with that. So what do I mean? Well, you've got flappy paddles here to try and pick a quicker gear and make your driving a bit more fun around the corners, but also they've actually added quite a particularly revvy engine. It's a 1.2 petrol PureTech, and it's a 3-cylinder engine, but it sounds bigger than it is. And also I don't know whether there's a bit of artificial sound in the cabin, but you'll see what I mean. And then there's an M2 setting off. If I set off, it sounds more fun than it is. So yeah, they've done a good job of kind of making you feel like there's a bigger engine in there and it can be a bit more exciting. So the steering itself with the 308 is surprisingly quite well weighted. I mean, for such a small steering wheel, you'd think it'd be all over the place, but it's not. It's actually quite engaging, and it will go around corners fine. Tiny bit of understeer, but apart from that, the actual car itself with the chassis is quite playful. And if you pop it into the manual with a flappy paddle, you can get a bit more of an engaging drive. So it's important to note that Peugeot actually have a lot of heritage, starting out as a family business many moons ago and winning quite a lot in motorsport, the Le Mans racing, and also the rally with the 205 GTI and also the 206. But now it's got the middle ground here with the 308, and this is designed as a hatchback. Where I'm going with this is I would love to see a manual 308 GTI. Really sports red kind of interior. That's what I'd like to see. That's what would get me excited. But that's not everyone's cup of tea. People do want a family hatchback. Does it tick them boxes? Yes, it does, just not the space. So a big shout out to Perry's Peugeot in Bolton for letting us review this new 308. If you are interested, like to know more, the links will be left in the description below. So let's wrap up this video review on the new Peugeot 308. I really like its new striking design, and it just goes to show what Peugeot are capable of. I'm also a big fan of its new punchy PureTech engine. And the new user interface is very surprising and an ease to use, but practicality in the back isn't the greatest. However, more importantly though, we'd like to know what you think of the 308. Let us know in the comments below, and keep it simple with Is It Worth It UK.